Hello, you're welcome to another edition of the B&FT Digest. My name is Lily Pelbaba Utu. In the headlines, Professor William BOATENG, an economist, has called for pension age to be moved upward. An educationist warns governments to use COVID to accelerate institution of the public open university. And IES warns governments to increase investment in renewable energy and see it as an opportunity, not a threat to ECG'S growth. And PIAC warns against the use of oil revenue as collateral for government borrowing. Now the news in details. So an economist, Professor William BOATENG, is making a strong case for the country to take a relook at the 60 years retirement age as life expectancy in Ghana and some parts of the world continue to increase. The head of the University of Ghana's economics department believes that there are more persons who are retiring at the age of 60 years but can offer the labor force more to accelerate economic growth. He has therefore asked government to factor the increase in life expectancy into future development policies that will be drafted as the country takes stock of how the coronavirus has affected the labor force and how the future of work would look like.
So moving into the future, we can get to a point where we can get somebody who is 90 and is still as active as somebody who is 60. And therefore, what will be the nature of the labor market in the future? And are we going to restrict the productive segment of the population to 15 to 60 or to 15 up to 90?
Now let's move to education, because the president of the Lawe Open University, Professor Goski Alabi, has called on government to expedite institution of the public open university. According to her, it is the prudent thing to do in the light of the disruptions to university learning caused by COVID-19. She noted that it also aligns perfectly with the ongoing digitization agenda. She argued that the perception of e-learning, particularly at the tertiary level, being standardized vis-a-vis traditional methods is erroneous, as online learning offers many advantages over in-person meetings. And on the energy front this week, the Institute for Energy Security, IES, wants the ECG to see the growth of renewable energy in the country as an opportunity and not as a threat to the viability of the future growth. The IES believes that renewables such as solar and wind power must rather be seen as presenting healthy competition to the traditional power systems or resources, and government must step up its efforts at increasing renewable energy in the country's energy mix. The Public Interest and Accountability Committee, PIAC, has warned against the use of oil revenue as collateral for government borrowing, arguing that the practice could prevent the country from making the most of its hydrocarbon resources. The warning comes after an analysis by PIAC showed that between 2014 and 2019, $903 million was withdrawn as excess over the cap on the Ghana Stabilization Fund to be used for supporting the annual budget funding amount, which is the portion of petroleum revenues earmarked for government spending in a particular year, but 90% of that fund went into the sinking fund. Now let's end on some good news in the telecommunications sector, as the Ministry of Communications through the National Communications Authority is working with telecommunication companies in the country to roll out a national roaming service, which would allow telecom service users automatically switch to the strongest available network irrespective of the service provider used, especially when the home network is unavailable or very unstable. This service would ensure that customers of mobile communications automatically make and receive telephone calls, send and receive data, or access other services while traveling outside the geographical coverage areas of the home network by means of using a network of another operator. Esla Owusu-Ekufo is the Minister of Communications.
So that if you go to somewhere where your network doesn't operate, but another network is there, you will automatically roam on that other network and get services, be able to make and receive service. So we don't have to carry multiple phones with SIM cards. It's the same as traveling abroad and using your own network.
And that's it on the B&FT Digest. Don't forget to grab a copy of the B&FT newspaper or simply visit us at thebftonline.com for more stories. You can subscribe to our digital version by visiting the website and clicking on the subscribe button. Follow us on all our social media platforms. My name is Lily Pearl Baba Utu. Have a lovely weekend.